to Emily's kitchen. So I am actually going to make some sauerkraut today. It's my second time doing it. I haven't done it in over 3 years because my first time doing it, a little mold grew and it tasted really gross. So I threw it out and now I'm on my second attempt to get things right. You're going to need a lot of sea salt and cabbage. We also need some brine water that you're gonna need not today, but maybe the second day or third day. And when you're using any kind of water, make sure it's not chlorinated, okay? So let's start. I have about, let's say 5 pounds of cabbage here, and I'm actually gonna be using these beautiful fermentation crocks that I got handmade from Sarah Kersten in San Francisco. So we're gonna start with the cabbage by chopping it up. Before you chop up your cabbage, make sure you take out the outer leaves of it because you're gonna need them. After we shred some, we're gonna put it in a big bowl. As you throw it in there, every layer or every time you throw in cabbage, you're gonna sprinkle about a tablespoon of salt, and then we're actually gonna be massaging it. Now the salt, the more salt you use, the crispier it's going to be. The less salt, the softer the cabbages or the sauerkraut's going to be. So I'm gonna chop up the rest. The stuff that you're gonna be buying that's in a jar or canned, it's normally going to be heated up and canned and pasteurized so it can extend shelf life. That means that when something is heated up, it's killing all the beneficial bacteria in the sauerkraut. So you can make your own, eat it fresh. This is really easy. Hopefully the second time around goes well. Toss it in. So before I add more, I'm just gonna begin by crushing it, massaging it so we get all the salt incorporated, and then this is how we're gonna create that natural brine. I know there are food processors that can easily shred this. You put it down, just spins it all, but by hand is kind of fun. Might need a bigger bowl here. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna add the rest of the salt. So it's been about 5 to 10 minutes of massaging. As you can see, I transferred the smaller bowl into this big bowl here. And all I was doing was massaging it, using my fist, massaging the salt into the cabbage. Now you can see how much it's wilted, the color's changed, and it actually went down considerably. So now, quite a lot of water came out too at the bottom. I have my crock here. I'm going to pack it down. It may or may not fill up, but as you go, you really want to pack it in to not have any air pockets in here. So you want to pack it in as you layer the cabbage in the crock. So if you don't have a crock at home, you can always use a big glass bowl or a jar that's a wide mouth. You can try that. There's many online articles, even in Sandor Katz book, he uses a jar as well. I just like this. I wanted to foolproof this whole process by getting a crock just for fermentation. So I'm continuing to pack it down and I'm only halfway. And the cool thing with this is the person who made it, Sarah Kersten, she actually includes weights. Look how much water came out of that, out of 3 cabbages. And actually I forgot to taste it. So they say to taste it, and it shouldn't be too salty where you don't want to eat it, but it shouldn't be so bland. You can kind of treat it like a condiment because it is, right? Pretty salty, but you get a little sweetness at the end from the cabbage. I think it's fine. It wasn't like unbearably salty. So I definitely wouldn't add any more salt to that. Don't want to waste any cabbage. So we're pretty much a little over halfway in this crock. So that's how much 3 heads of cabbage, 3 fairly small ones, took up. So now, this is why I had you peel the outer leaves, is because we're actually gonna put it on top of the cabbage. So we got that in there. Cover the whole top. This is really fun here. Let's just do the other one. 2 was plenty, we'll just use this one too. And then you use the weight plates in here. Place it down there. And it's not submerged, so I'm actually gonna add a little bit of brine water, and brine water is just salt dissolved in water. Now remember, don't use any kind of highly chlorinated tap water. Mine is reverse osmosis. You can use your spring water. So I'm actually just gonna add plain water because the cabbage was already pretty salty. And then I'll add a little bit of brine water. And a little bit of plain water here. There we go. You have to keep it fully submerged because if you don't, oxygen is gonna touch it, air is gonna get in contact, and that's how mold is going to occur, which is what we don't want. The cool thing about these jars is that they utilize a water seal. Now the seal, it's created when the moat-like rim of the jar, as you can see there, filled with water, which is what we did. So during fermentation, this feature creates an oxygen-free environment within the jar, and it eliminates any mold growth occurring, so oxygen or air can't touch the cabbage. Any oxygen originally in the jar will be displaced when carbon dioxide, naturally created during fermentation, bubbles through the water seal. There we go. Leave it alone. This sauerkraut should take 10 days to several weeks, depending how fermented you like it. Some people like it super fermented, some people just like it lightly fermented. It's all gonna be up to you. You're gonna have to continuously taste it and find what you like. And then maybe next time you make a second batch, you'll probably want to add apples or something else to it. So that is it. I showed you how to make sauerkraut. We'll check on it in about 10 days, but continuously I'm gonna peek at it to make sure that the water levels didn't go down in case I need to add more water because we want to keep it fully submerged. And I'm just gonna keep tasting it as the days go by.